Yeah, hi Vince Akiri. This is my Brother PE770 embroidery only machine, and in this tutorial I'm going to get to the belt, the main driving belt. The belt, it's right behind this area. There's a cooling fan in here. If you were to think that the belt was not being driven by the motor, maybe by a motor sound, by an error, you could look through this window, like while you're turning this, and you'll see the fan turning. The other thing you can do is you could take something that'll fit through the hole and try to turn the fan, and in essence you should see the pulley turning. See? So what I do is I put a little, there is a mark there, but I'm just accentuated the mark in black over there. So basically the little fan is down in here, and there you go. You could see the belt. The belt is connected and it is turning. Okay. And now, next thing I want to do, this unit, and you get yourself a few little plastic. This is a tool used in sewing. It can open up seams. You could tie a little rope or something on there. You could run this through a seam. This is used for a lot of things. You could also pick your thread up down here with a sewing machine. But in effect, this is plastic that springs out. There's two pegs that form the rotation. There's two pegs that lock it in the opposition. Okay, so if you took a tool like this and you just you're pushing in on the plastic, okay. There you go. Okay. See what holds these is the design. Right? That's the design. Clever. Clever. Alright. Now, you got two screws up here, and those are usually a spiral type of a thread. It's not actually a machine thread. Okay. Not actually like a wood screw either, but that's and now you put it somewhere safe. I have a test hoop here, and I put them in there. Okay. Now the other thing you want to do is you want to remove this. These plastic gray plates for the bobbin case. Pull towards you. Put your fingernail here, back here. Pull it towards you. Comes out. And what's the holding mechanism is these two tabs that go under the metal, and these back tabs, they go in the frame, in the side of the frame over here. brother uses a lot of these in here and in here. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this taking the least off. Take this out. This screwdriver happens to be a little magnetic. Alright, let me just assess here. Let me just assess. Possibly I got to take this off. Alright, I can show you how to do that. That's the area where it does catch lint. This is a machine screw. It's very small. These are metric. These are metric. Very tiny metric. Alright, now to get this, there's a tab like I showed you over here. There's one down in this section, and this you got to lift up and over that. You could use a plastic deal. And then pull it out towards you. Alright, I got the one screw out. Okay, that had to come higher in order to clear. It's the holding lug, and that's the other holding right there. This went into that, and there's a metal here. Show you. Okay, there's a metal here that holds this. Alright, put that over here. Now, here's an area where your tension washers are. See, I move the presser foot up and down. Down, they close, up, they open. There's a little door that opens and closes. To thread it, there's a little door in there. Okay. Okay, about 2 fingers up. 2 fingers up from the bottom is also another lock. You could see the lock in here. Anyway, it's in here. My finger is. All right. and that allowed this to back away a bit. And the other thing is I did was I attempting to push it now to the right. I slid this back a little bit, little space over there, and then I want to try to pop these up over the black metal. Put a little upward pressure. All right. How could that be? How could that be? Alright, so now drop it down. Let's see now. Uh-oh. Crunches are no good. Alright, let's see now. I'm removing the bull nose. I call it the bull nose. There's a screw in the back, and what I'm doing is I'm just loosening the screw. Okay, just maybe 3 turns, and just comes off. The screw don't have to come out. That's the little area that the screw, the 2 washes when you put it back. It has to go into that hole. There's a metal peg in the front right here. That goes into that hole, this hole, and all of this lines up to go back. All right. And I also said right back here, there's that 1 screw. Here's a little area that holds this from coming out. Over here, I loosened the 1 little screw in here. So now what I got to do is I got to get this. I'm going to get this to come over that piece of plastic, like this, without breaking anything. I had to hit that in a little bit to get this to drop down below. The last area where this section right in here is being held. Alright. I took off this plate. Right, that's the threading plate right here. 2 screws, has a hole there. The hole goes over one of the screws where my fingernail is. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to show you to zoom in to where the screw is. Okay, right here, right here. Now you could do it with a number 2, but a number 1 would be better. Especially, you just loosen the screw. By the way, you just loosen it, and then this comes out. This gets loose. This section. Now, I had another machine. I don't remember that one screw, so it might not be on all the this is a brand new machine. Okay, so now that one screw that was holding, like I showed you, kept this corner in. All right, so now this should lift off. All right, keep all your parts so you don't lose them. Here's your lock. Here's the other lock. The front of this had a screw. All right. And here's the here. Okay, right here. That's where, when this goes back, this goes over that little screw. All right. So now we're right out in the open. See what's hooked to the motor at this point is the 2 cables. They're like computer cables. See, they're like computer cables. And I'm not going to unplug them at this point. But all these little plugs here, gotta make sure before you put the thing back together, you know that everything is back where it should be, not stressed out. All right, now. And I talked about a screw in the back of the machine. Back here, I take that back. That didn't help anything. I take that back because I didn't have to do that on my other model. Okay, so I have one situation where one of my machines, my special edition that I sold, I'm not sure what happened. I double boxed it and so forth and so on. I'm speaking specifically of it. It's a similar machine. The only thing different, I don't remember that one screw, unless possibly on that machine that was loose. That was loose enough to bring this out. Okay, but on this one it was tight enough to prevent. Now these are strong machines. You can see they have heavy aluminum frame. All right, heavy area right here. Now let's take a look at the belt. because the one I'm speaking about, the belt is either broke or it fell off. Now, this will not jump over that with a fall. Now, let's look at what could possibly happen in a fall, assuming the belt did not break. Okay. This right here, I'm saying right here, nobody could see. Bring this forward a little more. Okay, this area right here, I'm going to go close as I can get. Alright, there's the number of the belt. You could write that down. I think what's significant is after the Power Grip GT, the 494-2GT-6ZRF would be significant. The number beyond that, I believe, is the manufacturer's code. I think that's the manufacturer's code after it. It's a good idea to write them all down because sometimes the other numbers break. Sometimes that could be the number in the Brother catalog, so write the other one down. Alright, so here's an area, if the belt did not break, here's an area where this could slip off. In the event it fell hard enough. The bottom, this could not jump off over this thing. The bracket is quite heavy. It's quite strong. Has two screws. The adjustment should be over here. Should be over there. These are elongated holes here. But anyway, that's the setup. And of course, this belt, you might be able to squeeze it through over here. You know, if you were just trying to slip it on, you might be able to squeeze it. Oh yeah, you can get it. You can get it there. Put it back. Put it back. All right. And it has little deflection, very little deflection. I mean, it's a cogged belt. They usually hold pretty good. So, that's the story with this. Alright, there's another belt that runs on the bottom shaft. There's a bottom shaft. And there's also a top shaft, and there's the belt for the top. It's a Gates belt also. Okay. It's over here. And it runs down. To the left of the motor, right here. Alright, you line everything up. Line everything up. You bring the top in first, line it up with this metal. Keep in mind the little screw in the front. Make sure the washer is back. Give you clearance to get in there. Alright, line this up best you could. Alright, seems to be going in. There's a indentation here that put that in. Okay. Okay, this is in. There was an area up here that I was concerned with. I'm lining that up. Lining that up, that would have to go underneath. It's probably it's coming close to where it has to be though. Okay, there's also be careful when you're putting it down. Also, this then comes over and into that. So that seems sort of tight now. Tightened up. Alright, bring this up. Look at all the areas with the locks. Okay, I gotta look at this area here. It's not lined up yet. Alright, that went in. That went in. This area might be holding here. That's the I lost all my little plastic tools I had. the area that's holding now. Okay. Alright, that's where it's supposed to be. This feels closed. That's closed. This is not closed. Okay. Now it is. Who knew? Who knew that? Alright, so now doesn't look good. There's one spot here. Alright, let me get that screw. There's that one screw there. Just snug. Okay, now. Alright, put this back so you don't drop any screws in there. Okay, this goes back. Line this hole up. The screw, put the two screws in. Your tiny little screws. Very small. And you could start one. Could start one in the hole. That's why I put the plastic on the bottom, because you could drop things. Okay. See, this is flush here. I got one started. I got the other one. This pivots right now. I see the other screw. Hold. Alright, this went in. Jiggle this. Jiggle this so it goes in nice and organized. Alright. Tighten them alternately and evenly. Top, bottom. Jiggle it. Straight. Okay. Just snug it a little bit. Snug it. Okay. Now. Come it together. Three like that. Let me tighten this one down here. That's for the bobbin. Snug it. Okay. So again, I said with this, there's a peg that clips into that, and then this goes into the plastic down here. All right. Okay. If you have trouble putting this on, put a little Scotch tape to clear, just like around it, to hold it, to put it in. Okay, I just happened to go in because this is slightly magnetic. All right, because if you're using a screwdriver that's not magnetic, it's not going to stay. It's a tiny little 1/4 inch, not even a 1/4 inch long, and you could miss the hole, and then the screw will just drop, you know, and then you're not going to be able to do anything with it. So you got to get it back out. You might have to tilt the machine carefully, catch it, put a little tape on it. That won't hurt nothing. You could put it in, tighten it, and if the tape don't come out, it's not going to hurt nothing in there. Okay, now I put the bull nose back. Bull nose hole, peg, and the screw on this side. I have it. Like I said, you don't remove them all the way, the screws, and from time to time you'll have to take that off. There's things in here you can check, you can look at. So the washers are back. All right, this goes on like this. If you're looking at it from the back, like I am, you can align everything that usually gets caught and visualize the peg finding its way into that hole. Gonna move all this around. Okay. Snug, just snug. All right. Put the embroidery unit on, and I got to put the top on. Make sure there's nothing in there. You know, you don't know where it was. They could have picked up some thread. Little animal could have crawled in there. Just like this. You could hear it click home. All right, now next thing, turn it. This goes on, and I told you about these spring-loaded deals, right? And you might have to use a little tool or something to line them up. Try to get one side at a time in. Okay, good. Alright, so now we're going to give it a test. Alright, let's see. Raise the needle. Carriage. Alright, so what I want to just do, I'm going to pick something out of there. I'll pick this. Alright. Delete? No, I don't want to delete. I want to sew it. So it's one color. It's like one color. 070 is the thread. Alright. Press the foot down, I got a green light. And I got red thread. I should have used green. Like it works. That's what it's doing now in one color. It's set up for embroidery. That sounds redundant, but there's country style, there's Soapy style Madeira, and this is embroidery type thread. That might be a little redundant because, hey, that's an embroidery machine. What do you mean? Alright, here's Polystar that I use, and those are the Brother Embroidery numbers that are. I put them on the box. They're in the bottom of the box. They're also in the thread, back of the thread. They're numbered. It's polyester. There's different kinds of threads. There. You do a lot of different designs with this machine. This is one of my favorite done with this machine. Nereid, that's the name of a book I'm writing, but this is my wife. It's my wife's JPEG. Okay, folks. It worked. I took it apart before your eyes. This is the big super duper hoop. And did work. This is the 5x12 hoop. I was doing a test. I usually use white denim, blue denim for making things for my grandkids. Okay, folks, I showed you. And that's that. Put it away, shut it off. Been Security, thank you for watching.